What's up YouTube, Blood Rampage here, bringing you my 202nd Platinum, Horizon Chase Turbo. This is actually one of the free games that we got this month, so you got like 9 days from me posting this here, I think, to claim it, if you have PlayStation Plus. This is actually one of the better games that they gave away free, I will say that. I really enjoyed this game. I like it just because it's like the old racers with how the racing goes for it. Like, you know, your Cruising USA and all that stuff like that. I like those style games, and this is actually kind of cool. It does have a retro mode on it, and I never tried it. I probably should have, just to see how it was, but it's alright. I got plenty of time I can do that. This game was, an experience to Platinum, I would say. There's a lot of racing that needs to be done for the Platinum. You have a world tour that you gotta go through, which is 12 or 13 spots somewhere. I think it's 12. And they feature at least 7, counting the upgrade races, they feature at least 8 races for each of those areas. So that's quite a bit of racing you gotta do. Not only that, in those races you have to collect these coins, but in order to get everything completed, you need to collect all the coins and get first place in the same race. So I had quite a few I had to restart, and it was pretty frustrating. But it's actually not too bad to do. You can actually, I believe, boost it with a buddy, because there's a co-op mode. I think you could have them collect the coins, and you get first place, and I believe it still counts. So I'm not entirely sure. After you accomplish the world tour, you'll have a whole bunch of other little cars that are unlocked, because after you hit so many points at the end, it gives you new vehicles that you can get. Like, I'll show you here. It's not going to show any of the points, unfortunately, because this was the, oh geez, now I can't think of what it was. The endurance races is what I was doing. You collect the coins, you get first place, and you get like 125 of these things. And the more you get, you gotta get 12,000 of them, or whatever anyways, for one of the trophies, which essentially unlocks all the tracks, all the cars, and stuff like that. So, well, all the cars that are attached to those trophies that you earn, the points that you earn. Once you're done with all of that, then you can shift over into the tournaments. The tournaments aren't too bad. It's essentially the world tour, but redone again. You have a bunch of points where you gotta go 4 races in this one, 4 races in this one, and keeps going like that. Does get a little frustrating, and to be honest with you, I don't quite know why I'm taking so much time here. I didn't realize that I took that much time. I must have been looking at something or something like that. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Those are pretty easy. Good tip. By that time, I believe you should have the car that I'm using right now. I can't remember, it's like the Machina or something like that. Probably the best car to use for anything you can. I used the Dodge Viper looking car for majority of the world tour, because it was the best one I had available. When it comes to these, it's not so much top speed you're looking for. Not even really, well, I mean, top speed helps, the acceleration is kind of nice, but the one thing you mainly need to focus on, or at least two, is your fuel and your handling. If you get really good handling, or the better the handling on your cars, the easier it is to make all these turns. Some of them are a pain in the butt, so you don't want to go for the fastest cars because you'll ram in all the corners because they don't have very good handling. So the best way to go about that is to use a decent car with speed, but you want to focus on your handling and your fuel. So I actually use this one for a majority of like all the races. I was getting frustrated with a lot of the professional or the Master World Tour, or not, the Master Tournament stuff, because I for some reason could not get in first place for any of them. But then I found a good tip. They say do not use, you can use this for any one of the sections. I used it for the endurance races as well. But do not use your boost or your nitrous until the last lap. And then make sure you at least have one if you're not past the final car, because they usually boost as soon as you get close to them. And I mean, I maybe lost one or two races just because kept bumping into cars, and that gets really frustrating as well. But I pretty much won majority of the races, so it actually works really well. See, this is one of those cases that I don't know if it worked for my benefit or not. I don't know why I paused like 20 times. Let's see. Once you get past that, you'll have a few more cars unlocked, as well as 3 more trophies. Then it's to move on to what I was doing here, the endurance races. They have 3 different sets of endurance races. And I'm trying to remember what the tiers were. I know one is 32, I think. Or 36 or something like that. I think one might be like 60 or 70. I don't know, that don't sound right. All I know is it goes up into 109, which is the last one I had to do. It is so frustrating because you gotta worry so much. Like, you gotta keep getting first place as much as you can, otherwise one of the cars will catch up to you. See, I was at race 100 and I had almost a 200 point lead, which is alright. But you can't just like let a race completely go. You need to make sure you're in 5th place at least in every one of the races, because then you'll get eliminated from the endurance race. And then you gotta restart, I believe. I didn't have to do that, so I don't really have the experience in it. But once you're finally done with all these, you'll have all the cars unlocked. Which the last car literally is like some dude doing a Van Damme leg split on 2 motorcycles, which is kind of weird. Then there's some miscellaneous trophies you gotta worry about. I picked up a lot of them just through racing. You gotta win a race after running out of fuel, lose a race running out of fuel, finish within 0.1 second of another person, which that just came when I was racing. It just kind of happened. Trying to think. Win a race with every car. You got to hit 230 miles per hour with a car, which there's a specific track for that and everything that they recommend you to use in cars. But I had to do it like 3 or 4 times because it would not unlock for me for some reason. But I did get it. That was my last trophy, actually. There was a couple other things, I think. A lot of them are tied with the World Tour, though, so you'll get most of those. There's only a few miscellaneous. But all in all, this is actually a really fun game to play. Do check it out if you have PlayStation Plus or haven't downloaded it yet or anything like that. I think you would enjoy it if you enjoy racers. Definitely enjoyed this game myself. I'm happy I got the platinum for it. I don't know how long it took me. The trophy guide says roughly like 35 hours, but I mean, I could believe it. Yeah, I think a lot of you will enjoy this game, so definitely play it. You don't have to necessarily platinum it like me, but just play it. So, with all that said, thank you guys for watching this video. Should have some more content hopefully soon. And, yeah, I guess, see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching.